dude, think about how big that investigation spanned, like, 3 states. It was huge.
It's
And
crazy.
they
Yeah.
spent more money on January 6th.
Yes, dude. Well, we didn't really need a very in-depth investigation for 9/11. We had the movie Flight 93. Let's roll! Remember? That was like, it gave us all the information we needed about 9/11, man. There's an assault in the middle of the let's roll! Let's roll, dude.
I love you, babe.
We're gonna take him
Yeah, alright.
out. Let's roll. And then, of course, then they also released the other 9/11 movie. Wasn't it called World Trade Center starring the greatest actor in the world, Mike? Nicolas Cage?
Shut the fuck up. Nick Cage made a movie
He
about the
made
World Trade Towers?
the
Oh, where he was the policeman, right?
yeah,
Or the firefighter?
he's one of the, yeah, well,
Obviously, he's one of the heroes. What am I saying? Yeah, obviously,
come
he's
on,
yeah, of
dude.
course, he's gonna be the hero.
Was it called World Trade Center?
I don't know.
That's so crazy. It was. Yeah.
World Trade Center, holy shit. 2006?
See, Mike,
Oliver Stone,
dude, they
huh?
had to get on the narrative right away. They had to go to Hollywood and say, "It's too obvious we demolished these 3 buildings and killed people. We have to just make a dramatic version of this." So, the same thing, if anyone thinks I'm crazy, take a look at when All the President's Men came out, starring Robert Redford and, Hook, who's
Oh,
that
good
guy?
call.
They made that movie to change the narrative in real time, to basically make Nixon a villain, and yeah, World Trade Center, look at Nick Cage, dude, he's just
Dude, and look at the cast.
man.
We talked about guys who made careers out of just being, like, in the like, a backup. Michael Pena, come on.
Yeah,
They literally just threw him in this movie for a little side humor, and,
I'm shocked no Liev Schreiber. This seems like something that would be right up
leave.
his alley, dude.
He makes an appearance. If you look in the 4th scene, he's driving the fire truck.
Liev makes it in every movie, man.
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah, World Trade Center. So, yeah,
Crazy.
they came out with that 5 years after 9/11, and you could even just say, well, let's say it takes a year to make a movie. 9/11, that was September, and, kind of the
I
end.
can't believe I mean, 5 years later, they shoulda got over it. Where's Sonny Hostin? Making a movie about it? You should get over it.
Yeah, World Trade Center. And then, I mean, I think they did the same thing with All the President's Men, specifically, again, to just muddy the water and confuse people. And then they don't know, they just rely on the Hollywood history that they were told.
I guess, yeah, no matter what, more people are gonna see the Hollywood movie than ever, like, look into it, right?
It is
It's a genius move.
kind of eerie, actually. When did Nixon go down? 75?
I have no idea, man. That's before
76?
my time.
Dude, I think All the President's Men
Nah.
came out the year Nixon went down, man.
Yeah, 1974.
So, exact same playbook. All right, so, all right, some nefarious things just happened. We need to make a Hollywood movie to make it look rosy, right? We're gonna bring in some heroes. We're gonna have Robert Redford and Nick Cage and the Let's Roll guy. What?
Okay, so the Watergate scandal began in 1972, and he resigned in 1974.
And then a year later, they started filming All the President's Men
All the President's Men.
with the biggest movie star on the planet, Robert Redford. Man, that's freaky, dude.
Yeah,
Wow.
wow.
Because anyone who really does their homework now on what happened to Nixon, that dude got screwed by the CIA, man.
So screwed. And I'm just thinking, like, we're looking at it from today's lens, but 1976, there's no internet. Where are you gonna fact check this movie? You know what I mean? Like, is this based on Google? Is it based on a true story? And then start finding, like, maybe some alternative storylines there. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, you could just control the narrative completely.
It's interesting because I recall, reading somewhere that, like, Don Rumsfeld, was really big on the idea that you can actually control the narrative better now with the internet than you could back in, like, the '70s and '80s.
Hmm. Is that because there was more independent journalists back then?
Yeah, and maybe because all those independent journalists ended up just being agents for the CIA and, NSA and all these other things, they're just spreading false narratives, right? At some point,
Right.
I think when the pharmaceutical company fully bought out the news media, then that kind of industrial complex was complete and the propaganda machine was set in stone, and this is
Hmm.
probably early 2000s. I feel
So
like
this is
that.
like a chicken and the egg there. Do you think the CIA teamed up with the pharmaceutical companies to buy out the media and take over? Or do you think the CIA looked around and they're like, hey, these guys are controlling the media. Let's get on their good side and we'll work together.
Yeah, would say no. I think the CIA created the media from the get-go,
Hmm.
and it's always had its kind of talons, and that media really didn't exist until the CIA kind of existed, if you really think about it. From the legacy media standpoint that we
That's
see it
when like Hollywood took off. Yeah.
right. So 50s, 60s, that's when the CIA really came into its own and started to kind of figure itself out and became the beast that it is today. And, think of pop culture. That's why I've always been big on, man, they killed Kennedy. And then 2 months later, Beatlemania hit America and
Beatlemania,
nobody
forget
thought about
about it.
Kennedy anymore, man. Like maybe that was right when the genesis of we're going to use pop culture, media, all facets. We're going to control it and we're going to manipulate the culture at our will. And it's possible then, few years later, Summer of Love, they bring in the acid. Oh man, everyone's loving each other. We got to killing everybody. We got to make them hate each other, man. Bringing the race division and, keep stoking
uh,
violence in Vietnam. And, we got to get this machine cooking here. We got to get these people hating everything.
dude, I just read a crazy story in like nowhere, Illinois, in like Benton, Illinois. It's like way down south, right?
All right, man.
Uh 2 years before the Beatles landed in America where people knew who they were. They had just hit like number one in the UK. And George Harrison apparently knew somebody in Benton, Illinois, and came here to visit him.